Okay. Well, if anyone's watching live on YouTube, welcome. And welcome, Carol. And
hello, world.
We're
here to save you.
That's right. So before we go into the meditation itself, it's always important to start for a minute and really find a space of gratitude. And what I'll invite us to do today is to envision an outdoor scene where you felt connected with nature. Someplace you've been, maybe someplace you go often. Look around. See what catches your eye. And hold on to that and say thank you. Maybe it's a cloud, maybe it's the waves, maybe it's a tree, maybe it's a heron. Whatever it is catching your eye out in nature. Imagine that presence, that being, that force is an ally, is working with you to help heal the world. And give thanks for that friendship, for what it brings to you. So we gather today at the dark of the moon, this moment where the sun, the earth, and the moon are in perfect alignment. This is something we experience as beings on this planet. Everywhere tonight will be a dark and moonless night. The moon and the sun are on the same side, tugging strongly at the earth, pulling the tides to the strongest they are all month, the highest highs, the lowest lows, these strong spring tides. So all around the world, we are experiencing this moment of the new moon. This moment of dark and shadows. So this is a moment for us to gather and to once again tap into these fundamental ideas of Agaya and Ubuntu that are the foundation of what we are trying to build in Nova Sutras. Agaya, this word that combines the notion of agape or universal transcendent love with the understanding of life as this amazing, self generating, co creative phenomenon of our planet. Agaya is a term that lets us express our reverence, our wonder at all that awesome beauty. Ubuntu is our recognition of our dependence on community, of all the ways that we actively co create one another, of all of the ways that we depend on one another, we derive sustenance from one another, how the actions of a being on one side of the planet can nourish the life of a being on the other side of the planet. How the algae out in the deep ocean created some of the oxygen you're breathing right now. How a tree in an Indonesian rainforest will capture some of the carbon that you're exhaling right now. This allyship, just like the ally that you found in gratitude as we began, that is part of Ubuntu. So as we settle in and find our spiritual address, our place of belonging as an earthling, we send wishes for well-being, wishes for abiding in Agaya and Ubuntu out into the world from where we are. Where I am, it's midday, so the sun and the new moon are in the south. I'll begin there and go around the compass directions, and then in ever widening circles. And as we send out our wish for all beings to abide in Agaya and Ubuntu, I invite you to feel that as a reciprocity, that as you send it out in each direction or in these expanding spheres around yourself, all those beings are sending back their wishes that you abide in Agaya and Ubuntu, that we are nurturing each other in this reciprocity of blessings. May all beings to the south abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings to the west abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings to the north abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings to the east abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings above abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings below abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May our beloved allies, the trees who connect above and below, abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May each one of us where we are. Abide in a Gaia and Ubuntu. May all the beings near us, those we can reach with our senses, abide in a Gaia and Ubuntu. May all the beings in our watershed abide in a Gaia and Ubuntu. May all the beings in our bioregion, in those habitats that we think of as home, may all those beings abide in a Gaia and Ubuntu. May all the beings on our landmass, this great continent that we call Turtle Island, abide in a Gaia and Ubuntu. May all the beings in the deep and wide Pacific Ocean and all the oceans of the world abide in a Gaia and Ubuntu. And may all beings belonging to Earth's beautiful, bountiful, beneficent biosphere abide in a Gaia and Ubuntu. Now I invite us to really settle into our bodies. Feel the breath moving in and out, shared in reciprocal cycles with all the photosynthesizers of Earth. Knitting us together as allies, blessing one another with the gift of breathable air. As the air moves in and out of your body, also feel all the water in your body, like the water of the oceans, moving in gentle waves, pulled by these strong tides of the sun and moon, drawing us near them, pushing us away. We don't see the moon on this day, hidden as it is within the bright light of the sun. But we know in a night or two, we'll see that first crescent of new moon emerging. What else may be hidden now with all the bright bluster and motion of the day, but will be emerging soon? We can think of the strong pull of the moon and sun together, drawing forth the future we want, pulling up seedlings sprouting out of the ground. What are the hidden things that we hope are emerging in the coming days? What seeds have we planted that will soon stretch forth to catch the light of the sun? What is it that we feel drawn forth from us, this emerging, desirable future? Think of the sun and the moon in the sky together, pulling that future forward, evoking it, that hidden potential, bringing it up to be touched by the light, to manifest into the world, something that can grow, something that can nurture and help others. Feel it growing from our own centers and being drawn up into the world. Feel the way the moon and the sun together are beckoning us toward this more beautiful and loving future. Remember that as we see the shadowed side of the moon is looking back at us with a full, brilliant earth illuminated by the sun, shining forth at its brightest. Envision what that full earth looks like. The moon looking back at us, seeing the brilliant blues, the whites of the clouds and the ice, the greens of the forest, the browns of the dry plains and deserts, swirling together in dynamic motion. All of these beings of earth united under this thin, beautiful shell of atmosphere, lit up by the bright sun. And again, from our center, We send wishes of a Gaia and Ubuntu to all beings of Earth, to all of us on our beautiful, fragile little home world, hanging in the darkness of space. All of us bound together in the dance of life on this one amazing planet. Feel the way that loving connections surround this planet. Person to person, plant to animal, sharing these same molecules of air and water as they move around the world in cycles of breath, cycles of rainfall, cycles of growth and decay. Constant dynamic change in ever more beautiful patterns, complexity and wonder, of unity and distinctness, of Ubuntu and a Gaia. In the coming days, as the new crescent moon begins to emerge in the evening sky, hold this vision of ever brightening, ever growing Ubuntu and a Gaia being drawn forth, giving us the power to co-create the future we want. A future where all beings get to experience beauty and joy and wonder. Let us hold in our hearts the preciousness of this one amazing and beautiful planet that we live on. Again, offering our gifts of Ubuntu and a Gaia as a shield to protect this beautiful world, as sweetness to nourish this beautiful world, as hope to draw forth the best future for this beautiful world. Inhale that nurturing support of Ubuntu, and exhale that reverence and joy and awe of Agaya. Inhaling Ubuntu, exhaling Agaya. Inhaling Ubuntu, exhaling Agaya. And on your next inhale, feel the connection of Ubuntu, that loving support being drawn into you. And then exhale gratitude and wonder and joy of Gaia. And feel yourself begin to settle into your body, nurtured and supported by connections all around the earth, sending out wishes for joy and abundance and love. And then receiving that joy and abundance and love. And sending out that connection to all the allies woven together in Ubuntu. Feel it in your heart. Feel it moving your lungs and chest and belly. Feel it in your hips and shoulders. Feel it in your neck and arms and legs, your hands and feet and head, your fingers and toes, and the smile on your face. And when that energy is radiating from you, is filling you with love, take that energy, let it move around inside you, and then very gently begin to open your eyes and come back to the here and now. We in the Nova Sutras community thank you for taking this time to drop into wellness and awareness, to self-restoration, and to reciprocity and wishes of well-being for our planet. May the time you spend in meditation make you an ever more effective agent for Agaya and Ubuntu in the world. You can help us to share events like this with others who might be interested in learning more about Agaya and Ubuntu and developing a practice of self-care and planet care. Our next moon meditation will be this coming Friday in the morning for the waxing moon at 9:30 Pacific time. We'll have a meditation for the full moon on Friday, October 30th in the afternoon. We have open discussion sessions every Monday and Thursday at 11:30 Pacific. We have a big event coming up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. There's still time to register for the How We Win workshop to learn how to be an effective and active agent in creating nonviolent direct action campaigns. And we'll have our cross quarter, which will include some meditation, conversation, and other rituals to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of Nova Sutras. And that will be Saturday, November 7th at 2:30 Pacific time. You can support our work through Patreon or one-time donations at PayPal. You can check out the Nova Sutras website for details on that, and also find out more about becoming a Nova Sutras uplifter and helping with some of the programs that we offer. In addition to what you can find on our website, we are on most of the usual social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our channel on YouTube. And we have some guided meditations recorded on Insight Timer that are freely available. So I hope that you'll get to enjoy the emerging crescent moon. Probably just after tomorrow's sunset will be the first time to really see it. And thank you for joining us today. And now, Carol, if there's anything up for you that you want to share.
I didn't realize this was going to be the 3rd anniversary of Nova Sutras.
Yeah, we started in 2017.
Wow. Well, my wish is that it spreads across the world.
Mm. Yeah.
Becomes viral.
Right, but one of those good viruses.
Yeah, a good virus. So when it's live, is it still live on YouTube now?
So it is. I'm